my god, y'all, I'm gigging. No, I never knew I could gig like this.
One of the variety shows that the Twice members took part in preparation for the Strategy album's rollout had Jihyo explaining a pretty foundational philosophy for this group as artists in the industry. Jihyo said that while their goal in the past couple of years has been to return as more mature and/or developed artists with each release, the members joke that there's only so many times you can come back as the most mature version of yourself. It becomes unrealistic as time goes on, unattainable, to be even more refined and mature than the previous release every single time. And so Jihyo mentioned that Twice has started to become more comfortable with doing what they know works best for them as a group and continue their journey as artists with that understanding in mind. This sets the parameters of the Strategy album quite nicely. Jihyo was right. Strategy sticks pretty safely to what works best for Twice as a group, but importantly, doesn't fully relinquish itself to who Twice were as a group before, which I was worried about leading up to this album's release. The Guess My Strategy album trailer video emphasizes the quirky aspect to Twice's identity that we've seen throughout their career. Formula of love, cheer up, talk that talk, yes or yes. The kind of Twice love song that represents its message using more comical mediums or exaggerated sentiments, such as comparing love to a scientific formula or the multiverse theory of cheer up, and so on. This quirkiness in Twice's messaging is something that we lost in the effort of exploring more mature styles. Releases like More and More, I Can't Stop Me, Set Me Free, and One Spark all went without this lighthearted approach to their subject material. But after a period of reformation, post-contract renewals, and trying new styles of music all throughout, Twice begins a new season of their career with a fresh perspective on the colors of their group that are most recognizable. This quirky and vibrant approach to subject material is the thing that Twice identifies as a core component to their identity. In this sense, Strategy does exactly what it needs to. It maintains the essence of Twice, their relationship to K-pop, all the while pushing the limits of their artistry in time. An early 2000s hip-hop beat is not a likely match for a group like Twice on paper, but they genuinely work to embody it. I think it is the quirkiness and performance energy as a result of that has me so excited about this release. The vocal performance on Strategy is what has surprised me the most. How well the song is explored vocally and performance-wise, and how each member is really given their time to shine. Every member, even Megan, there are 10 people on this song, and everybody is given a chance to shine in their own unique way. This song has a narrative, and musically takes us on a journey, something that, in my opinion, I've been very loud about it, constantly barking about this, kind of got lost as the group tried to standardize the mature aspects of their identity. My primary problem with One Spark was how ambiguous it was in retrospect. A message so universal and that requires contextual input on behalf of the listener, to the point that the song in the end is actually about nothing in particular. There is no solid narrative to One Spark, and the concept of the album kind of fell through as a result of that, which I believe seriously harmed the identity of Twice as a group in the process. Set Me Free did this as well to a similar extent, which I've already talked about. I don't think this works for Twice, but importantly, I don't think this works for any artist in the long run. Conceptual standardization, mass appeal, and commercial efforts in the music can get to a point where consumers experience fatigue, as there's so little concept development to work with that releases start to blend together and are hard to distinguish. I'm very happy to see that Strategy remedies those problems, as we see Twice taking an introspective look at the kind of artist they want to be. Strategy, the song, feels developed universally, possibly as a result of this newfound perspective, and what is delivered is a fun and simple narrative about forming a strategy that will cause the subject of the story to fall for them. It presents an idea and delivers upon it both visually and lyrically. This is all that Twice ever needed, in my opinion. I am so excited about this. They deserve songs and concepts with considerable intention to them. I'll continue to emphasize that I'm not asking for depth when I say intention. I'm not looking for Shakespearean literature in the lyrics. Strategy is not a complex song, but it doesn't need to be in order to be effective, and it is effective. I love it so much. Twice brought the energy, Megan brought the energy. Megan's verse is so good. I can't get over this. And again, for as left field as the genre of this song seems for Twice, they really rise to the occasion. Strategy reminds me of an evolved version of Do It Again from their debut album, channeling that pseudo girl crush energy they debuted with and tinging it with the more colorful group they ultimately became in the years following. The end product is a song that feels exciting and memorable. The chorus reminds me sonically of a mix between Greedy by Ariana Grande and Finesse by Bruno Mars. I was already completely good by the time we got to Megan's verse, and then Momo comes in for the final chorus breakdown, followed by Chaeyoung. The synth in the post-chorus too, like Twice fully embodied this. You can tell this is a song that they wanted to perform. Excellent, excellent, excellent all around. This is the commitment to pop music that I think Twice has established their whole career upon. As a once, I'm feeling like I need to throw something at the wall right now. When we got to Momo breaking down that final chorus, I I was on the ceiling. So we get to the rest of the album, right? Strategy isn't necessarily a concept album outside of the narrative about love, but it doesn't need to be. The album follows the Fancy You model of album development in the sense that the album's lead single is the entire focus of the album's concept. The B-sides sit at the same table as the lead single's concept, but they don't necessarily have to match its understanding. I personally believe this is a formula that works quite well for Twice. I think Fancy and Feel Special are the best examples of this. The album's concept being focused entirely on the title track, and the B-sides work to support the idea from different perspectives and soundscapes. It gives the project much more dimension in this way. This formula works so long as the title track is strong enough conceptually to be able to have an album named after it, which Strategy definitely does. So overall, I'm very happy with the development of this album conceptually. I think we're in a good place. Getting into the B-sides, I think I'm going to need some more time to fully consider my thoughts and feelings about this album as a whole. For all of my personal qualms with One Spark, I love One Spark. It's a tricky relationship that I have with that song, but for all of my personal problems with the title track that is One Spark, the With Youth album genuinely delivered some of Twice's best entries to their discography. The Strategy album seems like it dwells a lot upon the sound of Basics and Moonlight Sunrise, that heavy bass, consistent kick drums, speedy dance tempos. Like It, Sweetest Obsession, and Keeper all sit at the same table as Basics, which I'm not complaining about. As far as developing their sound as artists, I think this, Miami bass or Miami bass adjacent sound is something that works incredibly well for them as a group. For as much as I am a Talk That Talk defender to the end, I get genuinely sad thinking about how amazing Basics would have been as a single for Twice, so I'm really glad they're still exploring this soundscape. Kiss My Troubles Away is a very simple, classic retro Twice song. I don't have crazy thoughts about it right now, just that it's a very well-produced pure pop song for Twice. Again, I can't complain. Then we get to Magical, the one Christmas tie-in song. I was wondering how the Gingerbread Man from the album trailer was going to factor into this release, if we were going to get holiday vibes to this album, and also that DreamWorks Shrek credit at the end of the trailer. How does Shrek tie into all of this in retrospect? Did they just have to add that in order to license the giant gingerbread man for the trailer? I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I hope there's some kind of closure regarding Shrek being credited in this album's development, but anyways, Magic is a great holiday song, really nice vocal performance, and once again, retro production that's kind of reminiscent of Last Christmas by Wham, but with a considerable K-pop flair to it. And then finally, we get the solo Strategy track as a closer to the album, I assume for the performances of the song without Megan. I will personally always be listening to the one with the Megan verse from this point out. I think it adds a very nice dimension to the track, and I have historically been critical of Western artists collaborating with K-pop groups. Oftentimes it feels as though one party steals the energy from the other in the process. It doesn't really mesh well, but Megan really genuinely works as an amazing feature for this track. Again, all 10 members, like Megan is a member of Twice now, but seriously, all 10 members of Twice got their moment to shine on the song and in the video. Overall, great album. We're in a good place in terms of concept work. It's crazy that this is the first time we've had 2 Korean album releases in a single year since 2021. Yeah, I cannot complain about this album. It is everything I'm looking for out of Twice. The entire album rollout period has been very, very nice. Sometimes I feel like I'm a little too harsh on JYP Entertainment, but in retrospect, I still feel as though there's something missing out of the development of albums like With Youth in a way that Strategy has succeeded. I want more and better for Twice in terms of album and concept development, especially as we approach the 10th year of their career, and so I am so happy that the Strategy album reestablishes us in a better place with a title track with obvious intention behind it. 10 out of 10. Thank you for watching this, if you did. Let me know how you feel about Strategy, the album release, Megan's feature, the concept of the album, if you see my understanding about this in a different way, and so on. Yeah, thanks again for watching. Subscribe if you want to, and I will see you next time.